Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lecture, we will discuss the difference between TCP and UDP. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol. TCP is a connection-oriented protocol, which basically means that it must first acknowledge a session between the two computers that are communicating. TCP एक कनेक्शन ओरिएंटेड प्रोटोकॉल है जिसका मतलब ये है कि ये दोनों कंप्यूटर्स यानी क्लाइंट कंप्यूटर और सर्वर के दरमियान डेटा की एक्सचेंज करने से पहले एक सेशन एस्टेब्लिश करता है। TCP use a three-way handshake method, which is a three-step process. In the first step, the client computer will send a message called a SYN message to the server. A SYN message is used to initiate and establish a connection. It also helps you synchronize sequence number between devices. In the second step, the receiving computer or the server will send back an acknowledgement message telling the sender that it has received the message. And then finally, the sender computer will send another acknowledgement message to the receiver. And after all this happens, the data is then delivered. TCP guarantees the data delivery. So if a data packet goes astray and doesn't arrive at the receiver end, then TCP will resend it. So we can say that TCP is a reliable communication. TCP is a slow method of communication, and it is a processor-intensive process. Some of the examples of TCP are FTP File Transfer Protocol, SMTP Sample Mail Transfer Protocol, HTTP Hypertext Transfer Protocol. That is, when you want to view a web page or download a file or look at an email, you would expect to view the web page in order with nothing missing. Because if data is missing or out of order, then it wouldn't be of any benefit to you. UDP User Datagram Protocol. UDP is similar to TCP, that is, it is also used for sending and receiving data. But the main difference is UDP is a connectionless communication, which means that it doesn't establish a session before sending data to the receiver. It doesn't guarantee the data delivery, so we can say that a UDP is unreliable communication because UDP just sends data and doesn't care about its delivery. It uses less resources, so we can say that UDP is a fast method of communication. Examples of UDP are live streaming, watching videos on YouTube, and voice over IP. Difference between TCP and UDP. TCP is a connection-oriented communication, which means that it establishes a session before sending data to receiver, whereas UDP is a connectionless communication, that is, it does not establish a session before sending data to the receiver. TCP guarantees the data delivery, so if a data packet goes astray and doesn't arrive at the receiver end, then TCP will resend it, whereas UDP doesn't guarantee the data delivery. TCP is a reliable communication, whereas UDP is unreliable communication because it just sends data without any acknowledgement. TCP is a slow method of communication, whereas UDP is a fast method of communication than TCP. Examples of TCP are FTP, SMTP, HTTP. that is, viewing a web page or downloading a file. Whereas example of UDP are live streaming, watching videos on YouTube, and voice over IP.